Yes, we are back again for another episode of the Bat and Ball podcast. And we are back. It's been a month and a bit, I think, since the last episode because we stopped. We only filmed 2 episodes because we stopped because there was nothing really to talk about in the world of sport. But we are back and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Tommy B. Tommy B, how you going?
Yeah, I'm going good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm going good, thanks. And a lot to cover here. Obviously, the NRL is only hours away from restarting, which the teams have been announced, and the tipping, which we'll be tipping today, and also we'll be looking at some cricket, and obviously the big story here today was Bronson Xerri getting being testing positive for drugs, so we'll cover that in a moment. But I don't know, there's nothing been to talk about. That's why I've stopped making these episodes, because there's been nothing to talk about in the world of sport. But like I said, the magic 28th of May date is here, and we are keen to start. But Tom, first of all, what have you been up to while in isolation? Obviously nothing to do. You've been training hard and everything like that.
Yeah, I've been training. That's what I've been doing, and yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Training, going down to the fields, doing some goal kicking, doing what I can.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, first off, we'll talk about Bronson Xerri, the big scandal here today. Obviously, taking drugs. Apparently, he took 4 types of drugs. I think. Let me find the report here. It's a pretty big. It's been a pretty big week in the NRL. Well, obviously you had Latrell Mitchell, Josh Adokar incident, and then you had Nathan Cleary, and yeah. So we'll get the Bronson Xerri report up. Here it is, media release. So the National Rugby League has today previously suspended Cronulla player Bronson Xerri under the NRL's anti-doping policy. The professional suspension notice asserts that Mr. Xerri returned a positive A sample for Xerri testosterone, androsterone. I can't even say those words. Testosterone, I don't know. Yeah, so 5B androstenedione, 3A, 17B diol, which are prohibited by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA in brackets, and the NRL's anti-doping policy. He was tested by the Australian Sports Anti-Doping Authority on the 25th of November 2019. And what do you think of this, Tom? Obviously, you're a Panthers fan. I'm a Cronulla fan, which I am gutted to find out that Bronson Xerri, though he was a pretty good player too. He only debuted last year. But Tom, what do you think of this from a Panthers point of view, Panthers fan point of view? What do you think of this?
Well, you know that I go for the Panthers, but typical Sharks.
Oh, that's
typical
not
Sharks.
nice. That is not nice at all.
I'm joking. Well, it's happened before to them, over the past years, Ben Barber 2016, so I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, obviously 2014 with the big drug scandal with the Cronulla Sharks. And so I read on Facebook today on the NRL Sledging and Verbal Warfare page, someone said typical Sharks couldn't go 1 year without having a massive incident, which is true. Like we were just starting to get back on track to the Cronulla Sharks, but good old Cronulla, it's happened again. But let's focus away from the bad stuff and let's have a look. We have the NRL starting only a few hours away. We're all excited. And on Thursday, the 28th of May, magical date, we have the Broncos taking on the Parramatta Eels at Suncorp Stadium. We'll go through the lineups and everything now. So, Tom, can you take us through the Brisbane Broncos lineup? Thank you very mumuch, sir.
Sure. So at fullback, Jermaine Asako. On the wings, Corey Oates and Jesse Arthurs. In the centres, big old Tony Staggs and Darius Boyd. In the halves, 5'8", Anthony Milford. 7, Brodie Croft. Number 8, Thomas Flegler. Number 9, Jake Turpin. Number 10, Payne Haas. Number 11, Alex Glenn. 12, Jamie Hopewate. And then 13, Patrick Carrigan. And on the bench, we got Herbie Farmworth. Number 15, Joe Offengowie. 16, Bryce Kennedy. 17, and Yeah, and 17, Ethan
Burleymore.
yeah.
Yep. So, and the reserves, yeah, we don't really need it. Tom didn't get picked, and Matthew Lodge didn't get picked, and we have the match officials right up here. And it's funny because we have the two touch. We only have one referee. We have Jared Sutton, the main man in the middle, with Belinda Sharp and Phil Henderson on the touch lines, and with senior review official Steve Chitty. And I'll go through the Parramatta Eels lineup. At fullback, we have Clint Gutherson. On the wings, Mike Acevo with Blake Ferguson. Centres, Michael Jennings and Waka Blake. In the halves, we've got Dylan Brown, Mitchell Moses. In the front row, we have Regan Campbell-Gillard, Junior Paulo and hooker, Reid Mahoney. He's been playing really good, Reid Mahoney. In the second row, Sean Lane, Ryan Madison and Marata Nikora. And on the bench, we have Brad Takarangi, Ray Stone, Kane Nevins, and Penny Terapo. Tom?
Yep.
Who are your tips to win this match?
I got Parramatta in this match.
Parramatta by what?
Parramatta by 12.
Parramatta by 12. All right, that's pretty good, mate. I'm probably going to tip, probably leaning towards Parramatta by 8. It's going to be a good game, this Broncos versus the Eels. I was deciding to stream on TikTok or recording a live reaction, but I think I'm going to pass the Broncos and Eels on Thursday night and just do the Roosters and Rabbitohs on Friday. But as we head to Friday, 6 p.m, the 29th of May at Queensland County Bank Stadium, we have the North Queensland Cowboys against the Gold Coast Titans. Now, Tom, I'll go through the Cowboys and you can do the Titans, all right? All right, so at fullback, we have Valentine Holmes. On the wings, Kyle Felton and Ben Hampton. In the centres, Justin O'Neill. And number 4, Esan Masters. Number 6, Scott Drinkwater and Jake Clifford at the halfback. We have Josh Maguire and Jordan McLean in the front row. And we have the hooker, Jake Granville. In the back row, we have Mitchell Dunn, Cohen Hess, and at lock, the big Jason Taumalalo. On the interchange bench, we have the young Reece Robson with John Asiata, Shane Wright, and Francis Molo. And Tom, let's take us through the Gold Coast Titans lineup. Thank you.
All right. At fullback, we got Tyrone Roberts. On the wings, Anthony Don and Philip Sammy. In the centres, Dale Copley and Tyrone Pitchy. At 6, Ashley Taylor. At 7, Jamal Fogarty, which just came back into the squad after many years. At number 8, Mainaki Fotuaika. Number 9, Nathan Peets. 10, Sam Salone. Number 11, Kevin Proctor. Number 12, Keegan Hipgrave. And number 13, Jai Arrow. And on the bench, Erin Clark, Jai Whitbread, Jared Wallace, and Shannon Boyd.
Yep, and we have, interesting, Bryce Cartwright has been left out. Mitch Rain's been left out. Brian Kelly's also been left out. And Jonas Pearson too. And for the Cowboys, no Corey Jensen, no Tom Gilbert, no Tom Opacek, and no Ruben Cotter. We have match officials. And the man in the middle, Henry Perinara, with Tim Robbie and Drew Outram on the sidelines, with senior review official Steve Clark. Tom, who are your tips to win this match?
Oh, it's a tough one, but I'm going Titans. With their squad.
By what?
By 6.
By 6. All right. So, Tom, can you please take us through the next game? The Rabbitohs lineup. It is the Roosters taking on the Rabbitohs at Bankwest Stadium, which they'll be broadcast on Channel 9, KO and Foxtel. So, Tom, take us through the Rabbitohs lineup, please.
So, we got fullback Latrell Mitchell. On the wings, Dane Gagai and Alex Johnston. The centres, Campbell Graham, Bretton Burns. In the halves, Troy Dargan and Adam Reynolds. Number 8, Tavita Talalolia. Number 9, Damien Cook. You got at number 10, Thomas Burgess. Number 11, Jadon Sewer. Number 12, Cameron Murray. 13, Liam Knight. And on the interchange, we got Mark Nichols, Ethan Lowe, Bailey Simonson, and Sirenin. I'm not seeing it. Patrick Mago.
All right. And then, pretty strong side there. Obviously, no Cody Walker with the suspension. And here we go. We have the Roosters lineup, which Josh Morris is about to make his Roosters debut here tonight. on Friday night. James Tedesco at the back. We have Daniel Tupou and Brett Morris, Josh Morris's brother, on the wings. And then we have the centres. Josh Morris playing his first game for the Roosters and Joseph Manu. In the halves, we have Luke Keary at 6 with Kyle Flanagan at 7, Jared Wahira-Hargraves at 8, 9, Jake Friend, and 10, Isaac Louis. In the back row, we have Boyd Cordner, the captain, Angus Crichton at 12, and 13, the lock, Victor Radley. On the interchange bench, we have Sam Firrells, Sidley Tapawene, Nat Butcher, and Lindsay Collins, the young Lindsay Collins. And so the players that missed out was Suisui Takiaho, 18th man, Ryan Hall, Lachlan Lamb, and Posa Famasi. And for the Rabbitohs, Bryson Goodwin, Tom Armone, James Roberts also missed out, and Kian Kolomakini. And the man in the middle, we have Ashley Klein is the man in the middle. We have Peter Goff and Chris Butler on the sideline with senior review official Jared Maxwell. Tom, who are your tips for this match?
I've got Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs by what?
I'm going to go 12.
Yeah, it's going to be a close match, I can feel. Also, big rivalry here with the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. I'm tipping the Roosters by 2 hopefully the Roosters can get their first win of the season on the board. 3 p.m. on Saturday, we have the Warriors taking on the Dragons. That will be on Foxtel and KO, live from Central Coast Stadium. And I'll go through the Warriors lineup first. We have at fullback, we have Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. On the wings, Patrick Herbert and Ken Malalo. In the centres, Peter Hiku and Jared Beale. In the halves, Cody Nikorima and Blake Green. Number 8, Lachlan Burr. And number 10, Jermaine Tano-Brown. And the hooker, number 9, Wade Egan. In the second row, we have Isaiah Papali, Tahu Harris, and lock Adam Blair. And on the interchange bench, Carl Lawton, King Venuyawa, and Angus Parsi, and Elise Katoa. And the players that missed out for the Warriors, Chanel Harris-Tafita, Josh Curran, Adam Pompey, and Jack Murchie. So, Tom, can you please give us go through the Dragons lineup for us?
All right. Got Matthew Duffy, a fullback on the wings. Jordan Pereira, I don't know how to say that.
Pereira.
Zach Lomax. Oh, no, I'm reading the wrong thing. Michael Ravella in the centres. Zach Lomax and Braden Willem. In the halves, we got Corey Norman and Ben Hunt. Number 8, Corbin Sims. Number 9, Cameron McInnes. Number 10, Paul Vaughan. Number 11, Titans Frizzell. Number 12, Tarek Sims. And 13, James Graham. On the bench, Josh Kerr, Blake Laurie, Tyrell Fun, I don't know how to say that, and Ewan Aiken.
And the players that missed out was Trent Merrin, Adam Klein, Jacob Host, and Jackson Ford. Tom, who are your tips to this match, and how many points do they win by?
This is going to be a tough game, but I have to say Warriors by at least 18.
18. That's 18. A big total. 18. That's a big risk there. I'm going to say the Warriors by 4. Now, we'll go back to the rest of the games. We're halfway through the draw. We have four games already been discussed. We still got the Sharks, the Tigers, Storm, Raiders, Panthers, Knights, and Seagulls and Bulldogs to discuss. But for now, let's discuss some cricket. Just trying to mix it up for you guys. The cricket. Now, let's discuss the T20 World Cup. Thomas, I'm putting you on the spot right now. Do you think the T20 World Cup will go ahead this year?
It's a tough one. I reckon it will. Yeah, I reckon it will.
Why? Why do you think it will?
Because everything of the corona is slowing down, and by October, everything will be calmed down. It'll be more than 100 people, and they'll be if the NRL can start with crowds later on in the year, the cricket can be on.
But it's not basically with all based around crowds. It's I would like to see it played without crowds. I don't care, but it's just because the countries have to fly over. That's the big reason. That's the big reason they have to leave their country and come over here. It depends if they open the borders or not, but to let planes in from different countries. But I don't think I can't see it going ahead in October. In October and November, probably the summer. This summer for the Australian India Test series, I can I can see that hopefully going ahead. We don't know yet. We'll have to come back to that later in a month or so and talk about more of that. But I can see that going ahead. Like, if they can't have India over, I reckon they could just work with like New Zealand to get New Zealand over here, because they got the Warriors over here, so I think they can get the New Zealand cricket team over here, and they could maybe play another test series over for Australia and New Zealand, which would be pretty cool, don't you think, Tom, to have New Zealand back over again?
Yeah, it'll be really good.
Yep, and Australia to belt them again. Nah. And there's a new rule going around in the cricket industry. No spitting and polishing the ball with spit. Tom, you're obviously a cricket player. And a bowler as well. What do you think of this new rule?
Well, how are you going to shine the ball? Like, yeah. You have to shine the ball. Like with this, but I don't mind. I reckon I could play cricket without shining the ball.
You reckon?
Yeah,
well, it's only because of the coronavirus. They don't want the spit getting on the ball. But also, it's probably like Mitchell Stark said today on Fox Sports that it's probably going to push kids and players away from the game, not be able to swing the ball and try to swing the ball and polish the ball. Because you're looking after one side, Tom, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the other side, you're just letting it roughed up. So, yeah.
Anyway, if you like doing your own spit, you're on your team, so you're in the team. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll leave that from another date too. That could be decided more on that in the coming weeks. And another we'll move away from cricket now, Tom, and this affects me and you. The new rule have come out in the community sport and junior sport. Parents can watch in a car. No grandparents allowed. No huddles. No shaking hands. What's your opinion based around that?
I reckon it's stupid, like with the parents and all that. Yeah, more than like grandparents should be able to go. More than one parent should be able to go. Because some grounds you can't even see the field, so I don't know how they're gonna work that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you with that one. But hopefully that doesn't get passed, because that is absolutely stupid, I reckon. Just, you can't expect a 7-year-old to run over by himself and, have no parent there to watch him. But here we go. We'll head back over to the NRL right now. And here we go. We have at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 30th of May, we have the Cronulla Sharks taking on the West Tigers. I'll go through with the Cronulla Sharks team right now with you guys. At fullback, we have William Kennedy. On the wings, Sione Katoa and Renato Mulitalo. And in the centres, Josh Dugan and Jesse Ramian make it up. And obviously, no Bronson Xerri. In the halves, we have Sean Johnson and Chad Townsend. That's a pretty strong halves combination.
Yeah,
obviously, NRL Premiership winning Chad Townsend and Sean Johnson, the Kiwi halfback, obviously playing in 5'8" for the Cronulla Sharks. We have at prop, we have Andrew Fafita and Aaron Woods, and number 9, the hooker, Blake Brayley. In the second row, we have Britton Nakora, Wade Graham, and Locke, Jack Williams. Connor Tracy, Braden Hamlin-Ueli, Toby Rudolph, and Scott Sorensen make up the interchange bench, with Billy Magoulis, Matt Moylan, Reece Hunt, and Saisar Talaka missing out. Tom, you want to go through the West Tigers side for us, please?
I have Adam Dewey at fullback. On the wings, David Nofaloma and Robert Jennings. In the centres, Joseph Leilua and Moses Mbai. In the halves, we got Benji Marshall and Luke Brooks. Good halves combination there. At number 8, Josh Ailoli. And number 9, Harry Grant. Number 10, Thomas Michael, or whatever. McCallie. Number 11, Luke Gardner. Number 12, Lasino Leilula. Number 13, Alex Twell. On the interchange bench, Oliver Clark, Billy Walters, Chris Lawrence, Alex Seyfarth.
And the players that missed out on playing, we have
Josh Reynolds, Matthew Eisenhuth, Zane Musgrove, Groove, and Michael Cheekham.
Yep, that's good. Who are you? Oh, here we go. We got the match officials. And the match officials, the man in the middle, we have Adam Gee, and on the sideline we have Casey Badger and John Stone, and senior review official we have Jared Maxwell. Tom, tips for this match.
Oh, I'm really not sure about this game. Two okay sides.
Okay, sides.
But I would have to go with the Sharks.
Yep. I'm going Cronulla too. Obviously, my team. I'm going Cronulla by 8. Next game at 7:30, we have Melbourne Storm take on the Canberra Raiders. Tom, can you please go through the Melbourne Storm lineup, please?
I've got Ryan Pappenhausen at fullback, and the wings, Suliasi Vunivalu and Josh Adokar. In the centre is Justin Olam and Martin Sevi. In the halves, another good combination. Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes. Number 8, Jesse Bromwich. Number 9, Cameron Smith. Number 10, Nelson Asofa Solomona. Number 11, Felice Kafusi. Number 12, Kenneth Bromwich. Dale Finucane. Number 14, Brandon Smith. 15, Tino.
This is going to test you.
Tino.
Fasalamaniu.
And number 16, Christian Wealth, and number 17, Max King. And the people that missed out were Tom Hennis, Huff,
Eisenhuth,
Brenko Lee, Riley Jacks, and Darren
Skuttik. All right, and the Canberra Raiders, we have Chance Nickel-Clockstad at the back. We have Bailey Simonson and Nick Kotrick on the wings. In the centres, Jared Croker and Curtis Scott. In the halves, Jack Whiten and George Williams. In the forward pack, we have Josh Papali and Demarnus Louis in the front row, and we have Josh Hodgson at hooker. And in the second row, we have Joseph Tarpine, or however you say it, Elliot Whitehead and Corey Holsberg. And on the bench, Salvia Halvey, Emery Gula, Isoa Soliola, Michael Oldfield. And the players that missed out, Jordan Rapiner, Matt Frawley, Kai O'Donnell and Tom Starling.
You're about to say F for Solomon.
Yeah, I know. And the match officials in the middle, Grant Atkins. That's a big game for Grant Atkins. And on the sidelines, Todd Smith and Gavin Badger.
Yeah, Gavin.
Gavin Badger, you don't see him on the sidelines too often.
Shout out Gavin Badger.
Todd Smith, he only debuted as a referee only last year, Todd Smith, so fantastic for him. And of course, the senior review official is Steve Chitty. We've got 2 more games left. 4:05 p.m, the Panthers versus the Newcastle Knights. Tom, team, you can go through the Panthers for us, Tom.
No problem.
There you go. Good
I already
luck.
know this off by heart, but Caleb Aiken's at fullback on the wing, Josh Mansour and Brian Toto in the centres, Brett Naden and Dean Farre in the halves, Matt Burton and Jerome Lulai, and number 8 James Tamo, and number 9 Apisai Coruscant, and number 10 James Fisher-Harris, 11 Viliani Kikia, 12 Kurt Capewell, and at lock Isaiah Yeo. In the interchange, Stephen Crichton, Zane Teneviano, Moses Leota and Liam Martin. And the people have missed out is Mitch Kenny, Billy Burns, Cade Ellis and Charlie Staines.
Yep, that's good. We'll go through the Newcastle Knights lineup right now. At the back, no Kalen Ponga, surprisingly. There we have Tex Hoy at the back with Edric Lee and Jaimile Hunt. And on the wings we have... No, it's not. It's not Carmichael Hunt. It's Jaimile Hunt.
Are they related?
No. Oh, they might be. I don't know. And Arnie Tula and Jemet Shibitsuski in the centres. Gosh, hard names. We have Kurt Mann and Mitchell Pearce in the halves with David Clemmer and Daniel Saifidi in the front row with Connor Watson at number 9. Daniel Saifidi Lachlan Fitzgibbon and Sione Matautia in the second row with Herman Sasa at 13. And on the bench, Chris Randall, Jacob Saifidi, Tim Glasby and Aiden Guerra. And the players that missed out, Bradman Best, he's obviously injured, Brodie Jones, Mason Lino and Pasami Sayola. And the match officials, we have Ben Cummins in the middle, Chris Butler and Phil Henderson with senior review official Steve Chitty. Now the final game of round 3 in the NRL Telstra Premiership, we have the Manly Seagulls take on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. I'll go through the Manly Seagulls lineup. Oh, by the way, who are our tips for the Panthers and Newcastle Knights?
Ooh, Panthers. I gotta go the Panthers.
Yeah, you're a Panthers supporter, so you better go for the Panthers. I'll go for Panthers. Oh, I'm going Newcastle. I reckon Newcastle can get... Oh, their centres isn't strong. There's no Callum Ponga. I'm going to go Panthers by 2. It'll be a close game. Alright. Manly taking on the Bulldogs is at 4 p.m. on Sunday, the 31st of May, the day before the new month. Tom Trbojevic is at the back with George Tafua and Ruben Garrick on the wings. In the centres, Brad Parker, Moses Sully, and in the halves, Dylan Walker and Daly Cherry Evans. Number 8, Aiden Fanua-Blake and Martin Tapau make up the front row. Number 9, Danny Levi. Number 11, Joel Thompson. 12, Curtis Sirinen. And 13, Jake Trbojevic. That is a very, very good back row there. And on the interchange, Lachlan Croker, Corey Waddell, Sean Kepi and Tanali Pesca. And to miss out in this game, 18th man, we have Morgan Boyle, 19, Jack Golsky, 20, Tavita Funa, and 21, Brendan Elliott. And Tom, can we go through the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs lineup, please, buddy?
We got fullback Dallin Wateni-Selesniak. On the wings, Nick Menny and Christian Crichton. In the centres, we got Remus Smith and Will Hopewati. In the halves, Lachlan Lewis and Jack Crocker. At number 8, Suase Sue. Number 9, Jeremy Marshall King. Number 10, Dylan Napa. 11, Josh Jackson. 12, Dean Britt. And number 13, Alan Elliott. And on the bench, we got Jack Avilo. And then we got Renoff Tulamago. Then we got Raymond. These are hard names.
Fatala Mariner.
Yeah.
17, we have Ofaki Odgun. And on the reserves, 19th man, Kieran Holland, Aidan Tolman, Sione Katoa, and Braden Wakeham. And the match officials, Matt Chechen is in the middle with Dave Munro and Matt Noyan on the sideline, with senior review official is Jared Maxwell. Tom, who are your tips to win this match?
I got the Manly.
Manly by what?
1. Field goal.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Manly by 16. I reckon they'll put some points on the Bulldogs. So that's about it. There's nothing much else to talk about in the world of sport at the moment. But I'll just tell you the round 4 draw. Thursday night we have Broncos and Roosters. Of course, the Broncos and the Roosters are playing on. Broncos are playing on the Thursday night. Panthers and Warriors at Friday. Storm versus Rabbitohs at 7:55 on Friday. And Saturday we have Eels, Seagulls, and we got Cowboys, Sharks, and Raiders, Knights, Titans and the Tigers. And we have the Bulldogs and the Dragons. So that will be a wrap today for the first podcast of, back with the NRL 2.0. But thank you for joining us. We'll be doing a video in some game this week. I don't know yet. I'll put it on my TikTok. If you're not following my TikTok yet, go do it. All the link in the description of this podcast. Go follow all my social medias and go follow Tom's as well. He had to duck off right now. But thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you've been here all the way, thank you. Very appreciate it. If you just skip parts, that's alright too. Just thank you for viewing, and make sure you press a like on the podcast and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast and in my next YouTube video. Have a good one, and up Cronulla.